Oh, hi, 4-year-old Dylan. Nice to meet you. To get you up to speed, it's 2013 now, and they keep updating my software, so now I'm 7. But it's a real shame they couldn't do it for the new Super Mario Bros. Game. Am I right? Honestly, this game is so impossibly mid, that's right, I coined that phrase, that I feel embarrassed even making a prediction about it, but sure, I'll bite. 7 years from now, in 2019, Nintendo will release a deluxe version of the 4th entry in the new Super Mario Bros. Series, and that deluxe version will be received pretty poorly by critics. Happy? How in the absolute are we still doing this? No. Seriously. At this point in time, Nintendo have announced 2 new Super Mario Bros. Games simultaneously for the 3DS and the Wii U. One is titled with a number, the other is a letter. I don't think this company liked selling games in 2012. Unfortunately, that's a lie. Nintendo loved selling games in 2012, so much so that they ended up putting Mario's face on them. And it worked! New Super Mario Bros. 2 ended up being the 5th best-selling game on the 3DS console, earning 13.4 million lifetime sales in its time on store shelves. But did it earn them? Was Nintendo's arguably quadruple dip into the new Super Mario Bros. Series worth it? I mean, yeah, it was. They sold 13.4 million lifetime sales, but just stay with me here. Was it worth it? The essence of an idea for a 2D Mario game on the 3DS was first floated by Shigeru Miyamoto back in the 2010s earning briefing. Basically just boiled down to, yeah, we're trying to put Mario on the 3DS. In other news, the sky is blue and we're about to release one of our worst selling home consoles yet. Just to move along, people, for fuck's sake. Later on in early 2012, another earnings briefing saw the late Satoru Iwata announce that a new 2D Mario was officially in development for the console and would release by the end of Nintendo's fiscal year, i.e. March 31st, 2013. Did it make it? What's funny is that Iwata described the game as being totally new. I mean, come on, the jokes are pretty much writing themselves here. Here's one for you. The game's title was New Super Mario Bros. 2, implying that it's a direct sequel to 2006's New Super Mario Bros. Tough crowd. So, just for a brief recap, we have the original New Super Mario Bros. Released in 2006 for the Nintendo DS. It's met with critical acclaim, etc, and then in 2011, we get New Super Mario Bros. Wii, a name that implies some kind of port or spin-off of the original, just now on Wii. But in actuality, it's a full sequel to the original game with new power-ups, 4-player multiplayer, existing on the Nintendo Wii. Yeah, in actuality, it's more of a half step, but whatever, it's a sequel, technically. Anyways, now we've given New Super Mario Bros. 2 a name that finally implies a full sequel, but ultimately, the game doesn't really live up to those expectations. It's like the middle child of the New Super Mario Bros. Series. Not better than the older child, and still not better than the youngest. April 21st, 2012 was the day the game was first shown to the public, and, New Super Mario Bros. With a lot of coins. The main selling points of the game so far are, it's Mario, you collect a lot of coins, it'll release day and date in retail stores and on the Nintendo eShop. Let's just go check up on it on the 3DS eShop, and you saw that joke coming, the 3DS eShop has been shut down. Rest in peace. The game met its tentative August 2012 release window, dropping on August 19th in North America, but Japan got their hands on the game first, releasing on July 28th, 2012. Another round of rest in pieces going out to anyone in India, who could only experience the game as early as September 2nd, 2012. They'll never truly know what it's like to play New Super Mario Bros. 2 in August 2012. And neither did I, because I received this game as a Christmas present back in December of 2013. I really think playing it at 7 years old and not 6 years old really stunted my development here. Funny story actually, I got this game, a UK copy, alongside a 3DS my parents had imported from America, and not knowing any better, they didn't know about region locking, and because of region locking, I couldn't play this 3DS game on my American 3DS. Ultimately, my parents managed to get me a new 3DS on Boxing Day, Santa must have dropped it in the snow, etc, but all that mattered to 7-year-old me was I could finally play New Super Mario Bros. 2. And it's a real shame I beat it in a week anyways, at 7 years old! The first thing you'll notice after booting the game up is the coin counter. Going up from 0, if you can f***ing believe it, with a personal target of 1 million coins. It can max out as 7 nines, I'm not going to try and say that number out loud. So to clarify, it's basically a completionist target that awards you with nothing more but a statue on the main menu. I really wish Nintendo had left an apology note, but apparently, they're stingy. Single player, co-op, and coin rush. We'll rule out co-op right here and right now because Come on. Coin Rush is an interesting mode that basically just exists to coin farm. Various smaller levels that focus on coin collection. We'll touch more on that later though, because if I was talking about this game at 7 years old, I clearly meticulously planned out every detail of this review from the get-go, and I will not interrupt it by starting with Coin Rush. In fact, I even have some of my old notes from that era when I tried to review the game back then. Let's see. It just talks about getting a lot of money, eating tomatoes, and playing Moshi Monsters. Wow, I am clearly a critique. The most remarkable thing about this intro, Luigi is here. That's a co-op reference, so scratch that off. Mario and Luigi both use the Tanuki leaf to fly in the air and collect coins, which is my third remarkable thing. There are 1.5 remarkable things in this intro. Peach gets kidnapped. What a shock. It's exactly what you'd expect. Spoiler alert! Don't get tired of hearing those last 5 words because oh my fucking god. Because honestly, what more can I really say about this game? It's been a hot minute since I played the original game and the sequel on Wii, and it still feels tiring to go through the same safe plains level, the same underground level, the same plains level with a gimmick level, the tower over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's like on loop. And as good as the player controls are, they're not bringing anything new to the table. I can literally describe the controls for this game in one word. Alright. There just isn't anything new to talk about here with the controls. We can walk, run, jump, wall jump, ground pound, triple jump. All of the moves are carried over from the previous 2 entries, but not built upon. Stop being cowards, Nintendo! Give us the quadruple jump! For the Wii release, that's almost understandable. That felt very much like an effort to capitalize on the success of New Super Mario Bros. Immediately, rather than develop a fully fledged sequel. And I guess that's my major complaint with NSMB 2. Nothing here feels like an evolution. Our main new power-up is the Super Leaf, which creates this Fugazi version of a Tanuki suit from Super Mario Bros. 3. It was created in a time when Nintendo kept dry humping that SMB3 nostalgia, so pretty understandable. There's the Golden Fire Flower, which turns everything into coins, woo, but like, is that all you have to offer? A rehash of a power-up from the Copper Age and a Fire Flower variant it probably took someone like 5 seconds to think of, and of course the Fire Flower is back, but it feels like the 3rd stage of Mario evolution at this point. It's practically linked to his very being and lineage. I think the Fire Flower not appearing would end up breaking national news. And yet, it would be more interesting than whatever the hell they got going on here. When I say everything, I mean quite literally everything here feels washed out. From the power-ups, the level design, the art style, the graphics, the story, just everything involved in this game feels like it's been done to death already, and we're only on the 3rd game in the series. It's like a piece of plain bread. Yeah, it's inoffensive, but when you actually bite down into it, it's giving nothing. It's said that during development, the levels were designed before the mechanics and the main focus were thought of. And I think this is the main reason why the game just feels so routinely Mario, because that's essentially how it was developed. The levels aren't bad by any means. If you switch your brain off and just play them with absolutely no cognitive function whatsoever, then they're actually quite good. But they weren't developed with a hook, with anything to pull you in and make them stand out at all. They essentially just throw a bunch of coins in and call it a day. Never mind designing a level before the main mechanic, I don't think they designed a main mechanic at all. They just added way more coins than normal and shipped it. Well thought out mechanic? Nuh-uh, just money. Money, 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 money. And all you'll walk away with is a bad taste in your mouth over this game and like 100 lives. Bad side effect of making your main gimmick coins are everywhere when you have an iconic gameplay mechanic of gaining a life for every 100 coins collected. I'm unkillable. If you say so. Seriously, combined with the absolute piss poor difficulty level and sheer overabundance of coins, a decently experienced Mario player like myself can easily walk out of this game with triple-digit life counts. There were like 2 times in this game that I genuinely struggled, and there were some times that the level design just folded in on itself. Like I said, the level design isn't bad by any means. It works, it suffices. I'd go as far to call it good on its day, but there's just no creative spark, no unique gimmick. Hell, every power-up in this game feels so forced into the levels, it's almost disgusting. Just like how I'm forcing this segue into my next point, bosses. Bosses suck. After a period of reflection, I can actually say that the original games' bosses were were good. You had genuinely great designs and unique ideas. I mean, Lack of Thunder, this thing looks sick. But even things like the Mega Goomba had one key advantage to them all. They weren't f***ing Koopalings! The main formula for a Koopaling boss fight is to add one slightly unique mechanic to all of them, have the player hit them on the head 3 times, and win. That's it. I get you need to make every boss beatable with no power-up. Actually, no, I don't get it. Why? Just off the top of my head, you could have a power-up, say like a fire flower, float in a bubble from off-screen like how they do in New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Then, and just hear me out here Nintendo, you could have a unique boss battle that you have to defeat with the fire flower because the fire flower is then always available. It's not rocket science! You do not need to design bosses that are beatable with every single form of Mario. Have some creative expression here, but again, you've taken the easy way out, Nintendo, and just reshuffled the order of the boss fights to make it seem like you're doing anything relevant to these. Oh my god, I hate these f***ing boss fights! I mean, to be fair, there are some decently fun bosses in here. Just a slight shift in tone, man. Ludwig in World 5 nearly gave me a run for my money. You have to jump up with the cannon and stun him before jumping on his head. Beyond that, though, some of them, like Wendy for example, where the whole gimmick is just, oh, you're underwater now. Wait for the water to clear and boom, grab key, game over. Thank God. Let's move on to the next one. Oh, for f***'s sake. And then we get to the final boss of the game, Bowser, otherwise known as the, hey, you flinched at that the second time, right? It's another fake-out plot twist ending where you defeat Bowser really easily at the start, but then all of a sudden he comes back, he's revived, there's magic involved, and he's really big, and he's swiping at platforms, and this just tastes like shit after playing New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Believe me, it really does taste like shit, because it just feels like the New Super Mario Bros. Wii boss fight where Bowser, again, grows really big, but with less destruction, less creativity, less... I'm starting to notice the trend in this game. And again, that's my main problem throughout the entirety of this game. It doesn't feel like there's much creativity or soul in this release. Even for a new Super Mario Bros. Game, it just feels devoid of any hook. The new power-ups either lean on 90s nostalgia or are underbaked, underutilized, and just a bad power-up in general. Story... I'll give them that because a story in a 2D Mario game hardly matters. It's a little disappointing that it really is just the same setup as DS, but whatever, we move, I guess. The theming, art style, and overall design of this game is a critical flaw that leads to just an overall bland and tasteless experience. At its very core, we've got a good game here, but it's not Mario good. Any other 2D platformer, and this is a great time, but not Mario. Although the NSMB series would disagree, Mario games usually set the industry standard as creative, tight, and generally amazing platforming games. And even with the new Super games, at least they usually have some side modes to lean on. New Super Mario Bros. Had the 4-player minigames and Mario vs. Luigi. Side modes that arguably eclipsed the main games in terms of reputation, but we had free-for-all and coin battles to try and take advantage of the 4-player multiplayers in ways that wasn't just making the game hell on earth to play. And New Super Mario Bros. 2 had Coin Rush to fully hammer home the coin theming. Oh, f*** off. I did not forget to talk about Coin Rush. God damn it. Damn it, I always forget about something. I just got done laying this game out completely and I forgot about Coin Rush. I mean, I weirdly don't have many memories of Coin Rush as a kid. I remember checking it out, but you've got to understand, as a 7-year-old kid, trying to play Coin Rush just doesn't end well. Which is a really polite way to say I had a skill issue. You'll be given 3 free packs after progressing through the main game. Mushroom, Flower, and Star. Are you f***ing kidding me? Each pack selects 3 random levels from World 1, World 2, World 3, World 4, and World 5, World 6. Is it just me or does the word world sound strange now? You only get 1 life, no checkpoints, they just add 50 seconds to your 100-second time limit, and it's basically just a mad dash to the end of a line while collecting as many coins as possible. See also, bank robberies? It's an alright mode, but it's nowhere near challenging for some top spots. I never find myself running out of time, so I do question what the point of this mode is outside of coin farming. I mean, yeah, you could argue it's bite-sized fun that's fit for handhelds, but I'd argue the main levels are sort of fulfilling that purpose already. You can easily net over 2,000 coins by the end of each pack, so aside from money laundering and having something to do with your thumbs for like 10 minutes, why really play this? Despite that, Nintendo ended up supporting this mode with further DLC though, actually custom making new levels for Coin Rush specifically through 10 new packs. Let's just go and buy them. God, I hate this so much! Aside from the ability to play 2-player co-op in the main campaign, because let's be honest, that's just 2-player co-op, I don't think I need to cover that more than I already have. It plays exactly how you'd expect, believe me. That's all of New Super Mario Bros. 2. Amazing how a game with 2 in the title managed to spawn in as the 3rd ranked New Super game. Literally, any of the other New Super Mario Bros. Games entices me more than this one does. So thank God Nintendo listened to all of our complaints, releasing New Super Mario Bros. U on the Wii U about 3 months later. It was a move that would ultimately kill the series, but when does a short-term fix for a long-term solution ever truly hurt someone? Am I right? Oh, okay. So, 2008 called, they won their economic recession back.